Hi students, welcome to today's class. Today's topic is relative atomic. So today's topic is relative atomic mass. Atoms being extremely small cannot be seen or weighed directly, but indirect methods of physics have enabled us to know the absolute mass of nearly all kinds of atoms. The mass of hydrogen atom is found to be 1.66 into 10 raised to minus 24 gram, while that of carbon atom is 1.9926 into 10 raised to minus 23 gram. We know the unit of mass, SI unit of mass is kilogram. We usually express mass in grams and kilograms. As the atoms are too small, we cannot express the mass of atoms in grams and kilograms. So as these masses are too small, it is not convenient to use kilograms or grams as units. It has therefore been considered appropriate to use the mass of some standard atom as a unit and then relate mass of other atoms to it. The resulting masses of atoms are thus known as relative atomic mass or atomic weight, RAM, relative atomic mass. Let us see the definition of relative atomic mass. The relative atomic mass or atomic weight of an element is the number of times one atom of the element is heavier than 1 by 12 times the mass of an atom of carbon 12. What is carbon 12 atom? You have studied about isotopes. What are isotopes? Isotopes are the atoms of the same element with same atomic number but different mass number. See, carbon has got three isotopes, namely carbon 12, carbon 13 and carbon 14. So isotopes are the atoms of the same element. Carbon 12, carbon 13 and carbon 14 are the atoms of the same element carbon. But they differ. How do they differ? They differ in their mass number. They differ in the number of neutrons. They will be having correct amount of equal amount of protons and electrons. Protons and electrons are equal, but neutrons, the number of neutrons is different. So here we select an isotope of carbon, namely carbon 12 as the standard unit. Okay, and we compare the mass of other atoms with this carbon 12. So the definition is the relative atomic mass or atomic weight of an element is the number of times one atom of the element is heavier than 1 by 12 times the mass of an atom of carbon 12. Okay. So we have relative atomic mass equal to mass of one atom of the element divided by 1 by 12th mass of carbon 12 atom. So relative atomic mass is equal to mass of one atom of the element divided by 1 by 12th the mass of carbon 12 atom. The mass of an atom of carbon 12 isotope was given the atomic mass of 12 units. Okay, the mass of an atom of carbon 12 isotope was given as 12 unit. Atomic mass equal to 12. That means the mass of carbon 12 equal to 12 unit. Mass of a carbon 12 atom is equal to 12 unit. Now we can express atomic mass in atomic mass unit, that is the unit of atomic mass. I already told you we cannot express atomic mass in gram or kilogram since the mass of an atom is very small. So we select a unit that is known as atomic mass unit or simply AMU. Thus the mass of a hydrogen atom is 1 AMU and that of oxygen atom is 16 AMU. That of carbon already I told it is 12 AMU, nitrogen it is 14 AMU, etc. etc. You have to study the atomic mass of some 20 elements, atomic number up to 20 elements and their atomic mass you have to study. So atomic mass is expressed in atomic mass unit. Simply we represent it as AMU. About relative molecular mass. What is relative molecular mass? Let us see the definition. The relative molecular mass of an element or a compound is the number that represents how many times one molecule of the substance is heavier than 1 by 12th of the mass of an atom of carbon 12. We know that a molecule is formed by joining or combining two or more atoms. So the mass of a molecule is equal to the mass of the total mass of the atoms present in that molecule. A molecule, for example, if it is a water molecule we know that it is made up of hydrogen atom and oxygen atom. There are two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom in a water molecule. So the mass of one molecule of water or molecular mass of water is equal to the total of atomic masses of two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom. Now the definition is the relative molecular mass of an element or a compound is the number that represents how many times one molecule of the substance is heavier than 1 by 12 of the mass of an atom of carbon 12. Understood? Take the molecular mass. Calculation of molecular mass. Here we have an example of water. I told you the water molecule consists of two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom. How can we solve this? See, in order to find out or in order to calculate the molecular mass of a molecule or a compound, first we should know the atomic mass. Here water molecule is made up of hydrogen and oxygen. We should know the atomic masses of hydrogen and oxygen atoms. The mass of a hydrogen atom is found to be 1 AMU, that is H equal to 1, it's given there. And the mass of an oxygen atom is found to be 16 AMU, that is O equal to 16. Now let us see how can we calculate. We know that in a water molecule there are two hydrogen atoms. One atom of mass of one atom of hydrogen is 1. Therefore, what will be the mass of two atoms of hydrogen? There we have to write like this. There are two atoms, therefore 2 into 1. 1 is the atomic mass of hydrogen. Since there are two atoms of hydrogen, we write it as 2 into 1. Then plus. I told you molecular mass is equal to the sum total of atomic masses. So the next, how many atoms are there in oxygen? One atom of oxygen. Therefore I put it here 1. 1 into, what is the atomic mass of oxygen? 16. Therefore 1 into 16. So 2 into 1, 2. 1 into 16, 16. Therefore 2 plus 16 equal to 18. What's the unit? How do we represent atomic mass and molecular mass? Both atomic mass and molecular mass we represent in the unit of AMU, that is atomic mass unit. So here we got the molecular mass of water as 18 AMU. Next we have another example. What is another example? That is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide, we know the molecular formula is CO2. Here it is made up of one atom of carbon and two atoms of oxygen. And we should know the atomic masses. Carbon atomic mass, it is 12 AMU. And oxygen, it is 16 AMU. We should study. Sometimes only atomic masses will be given to you. Sometimes it will not be there in the question paper. So you have to study. I told you now up to 20 atomic number, up to 20 elements. You have to study atomic masses of these elements. Then here as it is given, C equal to 12, O equal to 16. Let us calculate the molecular mass of carbon dioxide. How can we calculate how many atoms of carbon are there? One atom. Therefore 1 into, what is the atomic mass of carbon? It's 12. 1 into 12. Then you have to add it. Plus, what is the atomic mass of oxygen? 16. How many atoms are there in carbon dioxide? Oxygen atoms are 2. Therefore, 2 into 16. 1 into 12, 12 plus 2 into 16, 32. Sum total is equal to 44 AMU. Okay. Example, sulfuric acid. You know the formula of sulfuric acid as H2SO4. Here 2 atoms of hydrogen, 1 atom of sulfur and 4 atoms of oxygen. Atomic masses are given here. H equal to 1, S equal to 32. The atomic mass of sulfur is 32. Then O equal to 16. Let us calculate. How many atoms of hydrogen? 2. Therefore 2 into atomic mass of hydrogen 1 plus then 1 atom of sulfur 1 into atomic mass of sulfur 32 plus 4 atoms of oxygen, atomic mass of oxygen 16, therefore 4 into 16. That's equal to 2 into 1, 2 plus 1 into 32, 32 plus 4 into 16, 64. And the final answer is 98 AMU. So the molecular mass of sulfuric acid is 98 AMU. Okay. Then let us see another example. What is it? Ammonium sulfate, NH4 twice SO4. We know the atomic masses of oxygen 16, S32, hydrogen 1. These three we studied. Then nitrogen, the atomic mass of nitrogen is 14 AMU. Atomic mass of nitrogen is 14 AMU. Let us calculate. Here you can see NH4 twice. NH4 twice. What do you mean by this? If it is written as NH4 twice, it means that you should multiply the number outside the bracket with the number inside. So here we have N1, nitrogen 1 atom, hydrogen 4 atoms. So NH4 twice. It means that you have to multiply with this 2. Therefore 2 into 1 atom of nitrogen. 2 into 1, 2 atoms only. Therefore, we are writing 2 into the atomic mass of nitrogen 14. Did you understand? 2 NH4 twice is given there. So, if we say NH4 twice means N into 2. That is 2 atoms of nitrogen. And 4 into 2 hydrogen. There are 4 hydrogen atoms inside the bracket. You can see 4 hydrogen. So 4 into 2. So total there are 8 hydrogen atoms. That is why it is written as 2 into 14. 2 into 14 is the atomic mass of nitrogen. Since there are 2 atoms of nitrogen, we write it as 2 into 14 plus how many atoms of hydrogen are there? 4 into 2, 8. Therefore 8 into atomic mass of hydrogen 1, 8 into 1 plus sulfur 1, that is 1 into 32 plus oxygen 4, 4 into 16, 4 atoms of oxygen 4 into 16. Then 2 into 14, 28, 8 into 1, 8, 1 into 32, 32, 4 into 16, 64, then the total is 132 AMU. So the the molecular mass of ammonium sulfate is 138 AMU. Okay. Example, that is CuSO4 5H2O, copper sulfate pentahydrate. Last year you have studied what's the name given to this 5H2O associated with the copper sulfate. This 5H2O is known as, do you remember? It is known as water of crystallization. What is water of crystallization? Water of crystallization, it is the fixed amount of water molecule associated to certain salts. The fixed amount of or fixed number of water molecules associated to certain salts. Here with the copper sulfate we have 5 molecules of water associated together. That water we call as water of crystallization. If we have molecules like this, we have to add this water of crystallization also to that to that molecular mass. We should add the water of crystallization, mass of water of crystallization also. Okay. So now let us solve. How can we solve this? The atomic mass of copper is 63.5 AMU. Okay, atomic mass of copper 63.5 AMU. Let us see the solution. How can we find it out? So we have one atom of copper, therefore it is 1 into 63.5 plus 1 atom of sulfur, therefore 1 into 32 plus 4 atoms of oxygen, 4 into 16. Now is the part of water of crystallization, plus we have 5 molecules of water of crystallization. So 5, we should write the remaining part in bracket. Okay, 5 into, how many hydrogen atoms are there in water molecule? 2. Therefore 2 into 1 plus 1 oxygen atom, 1 into atomic mass of oxygen 16, 1 into 16. Did you understand? 5 molecules of water of crystallization are there, therefore 5. The 5 into the remaining part should be put in bracket. What will it be? 63.5 plus 32 plus 64 plus 5 into 2 into 1, 2 plus 1 into 16, 68. Okay. Then 63.5 plus 32 plus 64 plus 5 into 2 plus 16 is equal to 18. Therefore 5 into 18. Again 63.5 plus 32 plus 64 plus 5 into 18 equal to 90. Now add all these. Then what will be getting finally? 249.5 AMU. This is the way to calculate the molecular mass of CuSO4 5H2O. I hope you understood. You have two practices in your textbook. At the back side of your textbook, the exercise, in exercise it is given, many questions are given. You have to practice all those questions. Then it will be easy for you to, because it is needed in class 10th also. About molecular formula. What is the molecular formula? A molecular formula is the shorthand representation of one molecule of an element or a compound. And we know that a molecular formula clearly tells us the correct number of atoms of each element present in that molecule. For example, if I say the molecular formula of water is H2O, it clearly indicates in a water molecule there are 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atoms. So from a molecular formula we will get a clear-cut picture about the correct number of atoms of each element present in that molecule. Now we are going to study about empirical formula. What is an empirical formula? Let us see. The empirical formula of a compound is the simplest formula, which gives the simplest ratio in whole numbers of atoms of different elements present in one molecule of the compound. Did you understand? What is an empirical formula? It is the simplest formula. What does it give you? It gives the simplest ratio in whole numbers of atoms of different elements. It gives you only the ratio of atoms of different elements present in that molecule. What does it mean? It means that you will not get the correct number of atoms of each element. Instead, you will be getting the ratio of atoms of different elements, the ratio in whole numbers of atoms of different elements. So, by looking at the empirical formula, you will not be able to say the correct number of atoms. But you can say that the ratio of atoms of each element present in that compound. Let us revise. The empirical formula of a compound is the simplest formula, which gives the simplest ratio in whole numbers of atoms of different elements present in one molecule of the compound. This topic is there in class 10th also, so you have to give much importance. So, in short, we can say that from the empirical formula, we are getting the atoms of different elements, only the ratio of atoms of different elements. It will not tell you the correct number of atoms of elements in the compound. For example, the empirical formula of hydrogen peroxide H2O2 is HO. If I say the empirical formula of hydrogen peroxide is HO, what you understand? You know that there are hydrogen atoms and oxygen atoms, but you are not able to say the correct number of hydrogen atom and oxygen atoms. Then, from the molecular formula, how can we calculate the empirical formula? It is easy to calculate the empirical formula from the molecular formula. First, you write the number of ratio of atoms of each element present in that compound. Then simplify the ratio, you will get the empirical formula. Here, the empirical formula of hydrogen peroxide, I told you it is HO. First, let us see the ratio of hydrogen and oxygen atom. What is the ratio of hydrogen and oxygen atom? 2 hydrogen atoms and 2 oxygen atoms. Therefore, the ratio will be 2:2. When you simplify it, you will get 1:1. The ratio is 1:1. Therefore, that means 1 atom hydrogen and 1 atom oxygen. Therefore, the empirical formula is HO. We have another example, that is glucose. Let us see the molecular formula of glucose, C6H12O6. Now, we have to find the empirical formula of glucose from this molecular formula C6H12O6. I told you empirical formula is the simplest ratio. So, which are the elements present in glucose? We have carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Number of atoms of each element. We have 6 carbon atoms, 12 hydrogen atoms and 6 oxygen atoms. Now let us see the ratio. What will be the ratio? Ratio of atoms of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. That is 6:12:6. Okay. Let us simplify the ratio. Then we will be getting 1:2:1. So the simplest ratio is 1:2:1. Then how do you write the empirical formula? This 1 stands for simplest ratio of a carbon atom. 2 is the simplest ratio of hydrogen atom and 1 is the simplest ratio of oxygen atom. So here we have to write C1. Simplest ratio of carbon is 1. H2, simplest ratio of hydrogen 2 and O1, simplest ratio of oxygen 1. So the empirical formula is C1H2O1. Usually we write it as CH2O. So the empirical formula of glucose is CH2O. From this you know that it gives us the simplest ratio only. Simplest ratio of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. So the molecular formula of glucose is C6H12O6 and the empirical formula of glucose is CH2O. Okay.